So potentially, India could have taken an illegal act. Moreover, isn't threatening to cut off water to a whole population, Mr. Tharoor, collective punishment?
First of all, India concluded that treaty 65 years ago, in a spirit, as the preamble of the treaty says, of goodwill and friendship. That spirit has been violated only by the country that has been dispatching terrorists across the border to us. The goodwill and friendship on which the entire treaty is premised has essentially been violated by one party. That's the first point. Second point, for the last 2 years,
Yes.
India has been writing to Pakistan pointing out 3 or 4 essential reasons for renegotiation. One is demographic change. Second, there's been significant climate change. The Himalayan glaciers are melting. Third, you've had engineering changes in dam technology which are not foreseen in the terms of the 1960
Mr.
treaty.
Tharoor,
Wait a minute.
if I may, yes.
Can I,
Yes,
please
yes.
let me finish.
Okay.
Now, having said all of this,
Yes.
the Pakistan for 2 years did not bother to reply to these requests. There was no desire to renegotiate on their part, which is why
Yes.
when the terrorist outrage occurred, the Indian government took a very reasoned position that on the one hand, there is no goodwill and friendship. On the other hand, there is no response to a perfectly reasonable technical request for a technical professional conversation.
If I now may, but that is at the end of the day, Mr. Tharoor, India's position. The treaty itself, as I mentioned.
Position do you want me to advocate?
No, hold on. I'm saying that this is a treaty between two countries. India can have its subjective view on what Pakistan is doing wrong. But the treaty, as I mentioned, itself, the World Bank is saying this, does not have any provision to suspend it unilaterally, and hence India is in violation, potentially, of international law. Number one.
The World Bank has not said India is in violation.
No, I'm saying that's the
World
interpretation.
Bank has merely said that there is absolutely no provision.
No provision, yes.
But I want to come on. An oversight in the drafting, I'll accept that. But the fact is, India was the one that initiated this.
But
Can I just tell you, the World Bank didn't initiate the discussion. We did it. We concluded a treaty that gives Pakistan 80% of the waters.
Okay, but
it's the most generous treaty in the history of the world.
But let me press you on the collective punishment point, because India could accuse the terrorists coming in and killing Indians. But by cutting off water, and already, by the way, news reports are saying, Mr. Tharoor, that water levels in Pakistan's Chenab River have dropped over 60% after India has been closing sluice gates of upstream dams. Isn't this, and I come back to my initial question, collective punishment of the Pakistani people?
First of all, India has not been closing gates. What India has been doing is flushing out the siltation